What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name, that is to say, were we to select some arbitrary term by which to refer to the plant heretofore possessing the appellation of rose, would not affect the properties of said object despite the change in nomenclature, because a rose doesn't give a fuck what you call it. Which seems to be a rather trivial point given our understanding of the impact of marketing on human behavior as exemplified by our favoring canola oil over rapeseed. I've been thinking about names recently because I have a bad one. I like my own name, Kevin Giese, it's great, it's wonderful, but my internet handle, GieseKW, is not pronounceable, or that is to say that I can pronounce it and most people can't. And I think that this has had a bit of an impact on my ability to reach people, given that I can't very well just tell people GieseKW, type that in, and then find me. But at the same time, I've avoided making the transition for a very long time for fear of sort of fragmenting online personas. But at this point, I feel like if I'm going to start writing more, making more videos, and trying to build up a bit of a social media presence, if this is the sort of thing that I want to do, it would probably behoove me to make a small change and do it all at once so that I'm not constantly dwindling back and forth between a whole bunch of various handles. But I find that point about the rose interesting because if you call a rose a shit basket, it will indeed smell as sweet, and fewer people are going to buy them for their fiancés. We incorrectly make assumptions about an object based on the words that we use to refer to it. If something sounds unpleasant or sounds similar to other words, we make assumptions that may not be the case. And so when you're selecting a particular word, inventing a word, it is imperative that you consider these sorts of things. If I were to decide that my new internet handle is VloggerBeardman27, one would assume that I am 27, or very bad at getting names before anybody else, that I am bearded, and that I make vlogs, which may not be consistent over a long period of time. It would also have significant limitations in terms of scope. I could not very well be Vloggity Beard Man, I forget what I said initially, and start a writing blog with it. I need something that is abstract enough that I can use it to refer to myself regardless of the medium and regardless of what it is that I am doing, but still something that somewhat identifies me and key aspects of my personality. And this is a very tall order based on the fact that most of these words are taken. And so what are those terms which I think apply to myself regardless of context? Fat, snarky, sarcastic, obnoxious, loud? I don't know. Introspection is a notoriously hard problem, and so, much like I asked you guys to finish yesterday's video, I'm going to have to do the same today, because I saw somewhere that asking other people to do your introspection for you is a much smarter idea because it accommodates for the fact that you are completely biased in evaluating yourself. So if you will forgive the inherent narcissism implicit in the request, I would ask that you do me a favor and leave some words down in the comments that you think describe me outside of the context of being a video maker or a software developer or a person on Twitter. Just things that apply to my personality, because I'm at a loss and GieseKW has to go because it may smell as sweet, but it sure ain't canola oil.